Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 57 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
Hello there.
As you will notice, I'm wearing a retro shirt today. There is a reason for me wearing a retro shirt. It is many weeks ago now I ordered the black shirt and also the away shirt as well. And lots of fans, very happy for them, have been receiving their orders in New Zealand and America. I live 2 miles from the ground. Not a whisper. Not a whisper about my order.
I've got mine.
Yeah, I know you've got yours. Yeah, not a whisper at all. The reason I'm bringing it up, I would love anyone to get in touch. So I ordered the black and the away shirt the day they were released. I am just interested to know how many people out there have I yet to receive any communication or receive their shirt or anything at all. I'm just interested.
Well, Josh, who we've obviously met through Michael. He messaged yesterday because I put a post on saying that the away kit is going back in stock in the store on Monday. So he said, he received his on Saturday morning, I think it was.
Okay.
And yeah, I think he ordered it the day it was released as well. So they are, and I think the club has also said those who have pre-ordered them, they have gone now to the third party. Yeah. So I think that's the club's way of saying it's on them now.
It's nothing to do with
us. Nothing to do with us anymore.
No, it's one of them. It's taken a while.
At least you've got your red one.
Yeah, I've got my red one, but I'm boycotting all new kits this week in favour of an older one.
Yeah,
so.
I think the real reason is because I haven't washed it.
Yeah, that's another reason, yeah. Right, we've got loads of games to talk about this week. Oh my God, yeah. 2 games played, 2 games coming up, so shut up. Let's move on. Wigan. Let's start with Wigan, shall we? It was a good game.
It was a good game.
Good first half, I'd say. It sort of tailed off a little bit, I thought, in the second half.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good start. Bickerstaff he played very well, making a nuisance of himself early on, chasing everything down. We saw Ollie running at the defence early on, which we haven't really seen that much. Going at players, taking players on. The corners looked dangerous. We looked like we were going to score from the corners we were getting. We had a few half chances in the first sort of 15 minutes, but there was nothing really sort of clear cut.
Well, obviously, because we didn't score.
No, but you can still have a clear cut chance and not score, can't you? I don't think there was anything particularly clear, but we were on the front foot forcing errors, I would say.
Oh, yes. Forcing errors.
No, I think there was a couple of sort of things that then popped up in the first half. So Bickers had a little overhead kick over the bar, which he was very unlucky with.
Oh, yeah. I was really gunning for him to score a goal that day because he deserved it.
Yeah, he did play really well. What did you make of McFadzean's miss?
Well, I mean, it was an unfortunate mistake.
Yeah.
But
came out in quick though.
It did, and wasn't it to his less dominant foot?
Yeah, his right foot, yeah.
So you can, give the guy his whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Just,
let him off.
Let him off, because it wasn't, like you said, it came at him fast. It wasn't to the foot that he usually kicks with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You'd argue, though, a professional footballer should be all right with both feet, shouldn't they?
Well,
really?
no, not necessarily. Are you okay with 2 feet?
I'm not a professional footballer,
So?
darling. So? What do you mean, so? I'd say if you've been paid to do a job, then maybe...
Yeah, you're paid. I just... No, give it... Yeah.
No, I'm only teasing. But, you'd sort of...
Well, you would, but... he did his best. And that's all you can ask.
And his best wasn't good enough on this occasion.
Well,
it came at him quick. It went to his, like you say, his less dominant foot. And he put it over the bar. And I think it was disappointing, really. It would have been nice.
You could see the disappointment in his face, though, as well.
Here's a question, then. He's obviously Mendy's pretty much displaced Fad's a left wing back now, hasn't he?
He's proper coming to his own.
He has. So so Fads isn't getting game time apart from in competitions like this, perhaps.
Yeah.
We've also now got James McLean.
Yeah.
Who again, a left-sided player, has played left wing back a lot recently for Wigan. Where does McFadzean's future lie at the club?
I don't know.
You've been displaced by one person, then you've signed somebody else who can also play in that position. Admittedly, James McLean can play in quite a few other positions.
Yeah, I don't think he's a threat to McFadzean playing.
Are we going to see him a lot moving forward is the question.
Who, McFadzean?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Really?
Well, yeah. Wait, Parky might mix it up a bit.
He might. I think
it's less likely, but I'm always the optimist.
I think we're going to see him maybe in the it's not. Is it called the Papa John's? I'm not sure. It is called the Papa John's this season. Anyway, I think we're going to see him in that the EFL Trophy. I think we might see him in the League Cup. With the Caribou, whatever you want to call it.
Caribou.
I just don't think we're going to see him that much moving forward. I think he's very much got...
This is what I hate about football. The fact that, I started watching it, I've had all these OG players, and now they are slowly but surely being replaced, and I don't like it. I know that's the name of the game, though. But
yeah, that is the name of the game. Move and we learn.
As long as they don't replace Young...
Well, they have sort of already, haven't they?
Well, he's still in the squad, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It was 0-0 at half-time.
Yeah.
Probably the better team?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah, would you be disappointed if you were playing? I would have thought if you were playing... We
would have lost 20-0.
But I'm just... if you're in that team, would you be happy going in at 0-0? Bearing in mind their higher league opposition.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind we probably had the better chances, would you still be happy going in at 0-0?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because purely they are the bigger, the higher league team. Bigger.
Hang on. Whoa.
Well, I didn't mean bigger. I meant, sorry, I've got something in my eye. Higher league.
Higher league opposition.
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite a lacklustre second half, really, wasn't it?
What is with these big words? With you?
It's not a big word.
Just say what about the drivel that was the second?
It wasn't great, was it? The second half. There was a few chances here and there, but it sort of lacked that intensity of the first half. Do you think it was? They
were knackered, probably.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah.
So Wigan had someone in goal. Mr. Tickle.
Mr.
Tickle in goal. I thought he was decent, to be fair to him. The one real chance I think that came in the second half was probably Jordan Davis's shot, the double save that Mr. Tickle made.
The double save.
It's Mr. Tickle's got big arms, though, isn't he? In the Mr. Men. So that's why you'd put him in goal, wouldn't you? Mr. Tickle's got to go in goal.
I think it's just an unfortunate coincidence that the Mr. Man, Mr. Tickle, and has got lots of long arms.
Yeah.
And
spread himself well, though, didn't he?
Tickle in goal for Wigan.
Yeah.
Just happens to be a gogoalkeeper.
I did see him at one point. He was standing on the edge of the box. And he was clearly thirsty, and he didn't even move. He just reached back and got his drink out of the net. Anyway, we're just talking.
Don't take the mick out of Mr. Tickle.
Yeah, I know, we're just talking absolute gibberish now. Jordan played well, I thought. He was probably the best player against MK Dons when he came on.
Oh yeah.
Off the bench. How much game time do you think?
Game time.
Do you think Jordan Davis is getting this season?
I don't know. It's a tough one because he is. When he comes on, he's like a force to be reckoned with. He is. He does make a difference. So, So, you agree with me?
Yes, I do.
Good. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think for me, I would give him hours, minutes, whatever you want to call it, all day long.
Instead of who though?
I don't know.
That's your problem. Who did
he come? Did he play? Did he? I can't remember. Did he come on in the starting 11, or was he a sub?
Do you know what? I can't remember now.
I'm sure he was a sub. There's been that many games.
I know, it's just all merges into one, doesn't it?
Anyway, well, my question's a bit redundant, really, because I was going to say, if he came on as a sub, who did he replace? I can't remember.
He's a direct replacement for Elliot Lee, really. It's hard to work out. I tell you what, we'll talk about this a little bit in a minute because it fits in quite well with something within the Wimbledon game. So we'll come back to this.
Doke.
We do say this on numerous occasions. We'll come
back
to
this.
We never do. No. So remember.
No.
Remember.
I'm not having that responsibility.
Yes. So we won 4-2 on penalties.
Yep.
It was quite exciting seeing a penalty shootout, wasn't it, at the racecourse? I mean,
when was the last time?
I've
heard this question so many times, and I don't think anyone's actually ever been able to give an answer.
I'm not sure. It's been a while. So that was quite exciting.
It was exciting.
Fair play. They'd practiced their penalties. They'd gone up.
The day before they practiced their penalties.
And it showed really because they were very deliberate. They knew where they were going. There was no messing about. There was nothing fancy or clever about them. They did well.
Yeah.
And I think I was more than happy with that. Obviously Wigan blazed a couple over the bar. One thing I did say during that penalty shootout, I said, Mark Howard, I don't fancy him to save any of these because Mark's got lots of skills, lots of big skill set, Mark Howard has, and I'm not sure penalty saving is one of his major skill sets, so I didn't fancy him to save many.
Yeah.
As it turned out, didn't matter.
Didn't need to.
They blazed 2 over the bar. Felt quite sorry for the 2 blazed them over because they were young players. So we're through to the next round. Ollie was player of the match.
He was, but I think don't get me wrong. I think Ollie played a great game, but for me, my man of the match or player of the match, whatever you want to call it, was Bickerstaff.
Yeah,
because I just think he's just he's coming into his own and he's definitely showing his worth on the pitch. But then who were you thinking?
No, it was a weird one for me because I think the man of the match or player of the match would have come from the first half because I don't think anybody really on both sides did anything in the second half to warrant being.
Yeah, but Bickerstaff was.
Yeah, I just don't think Ollie came off after however long he came off. He certainly didn't finish the game, but it was his performance in the first half that won him man of the match. So I don't think anyone really did anything enough in the second half.
No,
look, I wouldn't have disagreed if they'd have picked Bickerstaff as
I don't disagree that Ollie Palmer shouldn't have had it, but what I'm saying is, from my personal perspective, Bickerstaff, I think, deserved it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. So second round draw, we've got Bradford.
I mean, come on, we're playing them 2 times already this season.
I know, a bit underwhelming, wasn't it?
It was a little bit, and it's at home as well, so we can't even go to a different ground.
No, I know.
But the nice thing is.
What's the nice thing?
We will be, yes, we will be playing Bradford in the round 2 of the Carabao Cup on our 10-year wedding anniversary.
I know.
And I can't think of a better place to spend it than the racecourse.
See, that's quite handy, isn't it? So all you fellas out there, get your missus into the football and you don't need to spend money on fancy meals or taking her away. Just take her to the football. Some chips. And it's a cup game. Probably only be £10 a ticket. Cha-ching!
I have a cheap date, aren't I?
Very cheap now.
Cheap date, yeah.
Yes. Moving forward in the cup, because you were a bit dismissive of cup competitions last season. Yeah, you wanted to.
But then when it got further and further, I kind of got into it a little bit. But
you want to get. How far do you want to go?
I don't know, if I'm honest. I don't even know what the rounds are. What happened? You didn't even remember that it was round 2, did you? Oh no, you did.
Well, after 1, yeah, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I remembered after round 1 it was round 2.
I'm thinking of something completely different. Anyway, when does it get to the point where we start seeing the big guns coming out?
Round 2.
Oh really?
Yeah. So
because you've got the likes of Everton and all that.
Yeah. So it's a bit weird in the EFL Cup because so there are big guns.
Yeah.
But not all big guns. So
obviously, because we're playing Bradford.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean not all. So like Chelsea are in, Everton are in. The Premier League teams are in now, but not all Premier League teams are in. So how it works is any Premier League team who is involved in European competition, so like they're in the qualifiers for the Champions League, the qualifiers for the EFL, bloody EFL, for the Europa League or the Europa Conference League.
They come in later.
They come in round 3,
right?
So, because they're going through their qualification and all that, or in the Champions League or whatever that may be. So anyone qualified for Europe isn't involved in round 2. I just choked then. Any Premier League club that is not involved in a European competition
starts in round 2.
They are in round 2.
How do you think we're going to fare against Bradford in the round 2?
I would like to think, at home, another positive result. I'd like to see us get into round 3. Be nice to go to get an away tie at another ground. Although, having said that, I'm not sure I really care that much.
Does this go to Wembley?
It will do, yeah.
I'm a little bit more invested now.
So Phil's taken a lower league team to Wembley before. He's taken Bradford there in this very competition. So it is possible.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It is possible, but
we will see.
We will see.
But the most important thing is getting our points.
It's also very important for getting minutes into players as well. Players that maybe aren't going to play that much. It's important to get them minutes into players as well. Sorry, am I boring you?
No, sorry.
AFC Wimbledon. So we played them.
It was a bit of a non-start to the day, wasn't it? For some people, well, not a non-start, but there was an accident, I believe, or a car broken down or whatever on the M1 yesterday.
Yeah.
On Saturday, sorry, not yesterday. And about 200 and odd, or maybe even more, were stuck on the M1. I think all the buses were stuck on the M1.
Yeah.
Definitely 3 of the buses. I don't know how many buses went down there, but I think it was mentioned that they managed to...
they did get there in time.
They did get there in time.
Yeah.
The game obviously wasn't delayed or anything like that. So, yeah.
So... Yeah, no, it was. Will Boyle and James McLean started. First league starts for the club. What did you think of them two?
Didn't see much of. I didn't really hear much of Boyle.
He did his bit.
I'm sure he did. But McLean was quite. He was. I heard his name quite a lot.
Yeah.
He was there. He was.
Yeah, there.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on it like a car bonnet.
I thought he played pretty well.
I think it's definitely a good signing.
Yeah, it is a good signing. We played a box midfield now, which was slightly odd. Not odd, but it is very different to what we've played before.
Yeah.
So we played our 3 at the back.
Yep.
We played our 2 wing backs.
Yep.
What we would normally then play is 3 in midfield.
Yep.
2 as holding, 1 as an attacking midfielder, and then 2 up front.
Yep.
What a box midfield is, you don't need to ask me. I'm going to explain it.
I wasn't going to because I know you were.
Yeah. So you still got your 3 centre backs, your 2 wing backs, 2 defensive midfielders or semi-defensive midfielders, and then 2 attacking midfielders with then just 1 up front on their own. So basically, your 1 up front on their own turns into 3 when you're attacking. But then you've got your 2 attacking midfielders can drop in and help out if need be. So we had McLean and Lee at the front of the box.
Yeah.
Ollie up on his own.
Quite a size difference between Lee and McLean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liam McLean.
So yeah, that's what we played yesterday. Did it work?
Saturday.
No, yeah, sorry. I'm not sure. I don't know if it worked or not. It was all right. I'm not sure it was fantastic. I don't know if McLean, that was necessarily his best position. We'll see moving forward.
Yeah.
This is where I was going to drop in Jordan Davis.
Well remembered, Ryan.
So, if you wanted to play Lee and Davis together, this is how you do that. So you put Lee on the right of the box and you put Davis on the left of the box. You play one up front on their own, and then Davis and Lee merge to make that sort of like three up front when you're attacking. That's how you play, and that is the only way, in my opinion, that you get both of them people in the team.
Is that why Parky's doing it?
No, I don't think so, because when Mullin comes back, you're going to go back to two up front. So it's not a long-term solution for Jordan Davis to play alongside Elliot.
Do you think we've missed Mullin in the past couple of games?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think you're definitely missing somebody with the work rate that he's got.
There's goals that he would have, I think he would have, what's the word? Not exchanged, what's the word? Converted, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but I just think we miss his movement. I think people don't realise how much his movement creates when he hasn't got the ball, just the way he moves and the runs he makes and running the channels, how much space that creates, how much of the defender's attention he takes.
Yeah.
That creates chances for other people in the team. I don't think people quite understand the work rate he's got.
Do you know what it's like?
Off the ball.
You know when you go on holiday from your job in work?
Yeah.
And people have to kind of step up and do your role.
Yeah, and they realise
just how good you are at your role and how hard you work.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that we're getting with Paul Mullin. Not saying the
so.
lads aren't stepping up, because they are, but definitely we are missing Mullin on that pitch.
Yeah, so it was a fast start from Wimbledon, I'd say. They had quite a few corners in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they were a lot better than I thought they were going to be. There was definitely more chances for Wimbledon in the first sort of 20 minutes than there was for us. And then it was great work down the left from Mendy. Cut back for Lee. It was first goal. It was a heavy deflection, but I am happy.
Take it.
Don't care. 1-0 up. I on the balance of play, did we deserve to be 1-0 up? Maybe not. I think if I was in that Wimbledon team, I'd have been a bit annoyed to have been 1-0 down at that point when I sort of felt they were probably slightly on top.
About 22 minutes in, 20.
Yeah, something around that.
Yeah.
O'Connor nearly made it 2 a few minutes later with a header, only for the caper. The caper. I don't know what that voice was.
What's the caper?
Keeper.
Oh.
The keeper made he made a good save.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Keeper, seal.
Keeper made a good save. It seemed very open in the first half, didn't it? It was very sort of end to end.
Yeah.
Are you happy with games like that?
Yeah.
Are you though?
I don't know really.
It stresses me out. I tell you what, because
do you know what? When we scored, I thought, do you know what? We've got this. I think we've got this in the bag.
Yeah.
And I think I may have jinxed it, because obviously, yeah, I think that it was quite a stressful game.
It was. I think there was a bit of a sigh of relief to be going in at half time. 1 up. Yeah. I would say so, because it was sort of like it could have easily been 1-0 the other way. It could have been 0. It could have been 1-1. It could have been 2-2. It could have been 2 down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it was a bit of a sigh of relief. I think, for me.
What the ref was very yellow card heavy yesterday. He did let he did let a few things go, like like shirt pulling and stuff like that. But didn't, like, Parky got a yellow card.
Yeah.
The Wimbledon, someone on the bench, I think, got the yellow card. Was it the coach or something? And then the manager got a yellow card.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Yeah, that was in the second half. I mean, they started quick in the second half, and they were very much on top, I think, when it came up.
Yeah.
But there was, like you say, there was a few decisions went against Wimbledon. Like, you know, there was the fans were a bit aggrieved about a little sort of nudge that Tozer did. Then I think one of the coaches got a yellow card,
but you see,
and then the manager got booked, like you said, and that seemed to sort of whip the crowd up, and they sort of responded to that, and they sort of felt like they were on top for a bit. You see the one where you say with Tozer, it was kind of like, you know, when we're watching them in training, like warming up, sorry, not training, when they're warming up and they're doing that, they're going down and they're kind of bumping into each other. That's what he did. Yes.
So I don't think that was any sort of foul or anything. That was just general football tactics.
I think the thing that annoyed people is, as he sort of leaned into him, he went over the advertising boards a little bit, didn't he?
Right.
And that's why they got a bit annoyed. But no, there was nothing there. Main differences you sort of see between the National League and League Two.
There are better teams in League Two.
Do you know what? Even the teams that you sort of think aren't great,
they're good.
They are. They're a lot better than you think they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we kind of were kind of edging towards promotion, we were like, oh, you know, we'll smash League Two.
Yeah.
But then as we kind of analysed the teams, and now we're kind of watching the teams play.
Yeah.
You know, we are under no illusion. That was my toe. We are under no illusion whatsoever that it is going to be a hard slog in League Two.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a walk in the park. But I definitely see differences.
So we gave away a soft penalty, very soft. I think it was Palmer, little arms around the sort of waist a little bit.
A soft penalty.
Well, it was soft. I don't think it was a penalty. I wasn't happy with that one.
He missed it anyway.
Yeah, Foster. I was, good, decent save. Thought it was.
It's not the Notts County save, though, is it?
I thought it was more a poor penalty than it was a good save.
Yeah.
I'd say, he guessed the right way. Once he guessed the right way, to be fair, it was quite hard. It would have been harder to let it in than it would have been to save it. I think once he picked the right way, it was a bit of a poor penalty. We had a couple of chances after that, and then we had the Pell tackle on Elliot Lee, which he wasn't very happy about. He jumped up. He was quite annoyed.
Squared up to him. Literally squared up
to him, yeah, because he was a big lad.
Bit taller than he was.
A lot of people calling for a red card. What, in your opinion?
Maybe Elliot shouldn't have reacted as the way he did. Maybe he should have. Maybe they should have been. I mean, the guys of the team did disperse it a bit when, but I don't think anyone realised that Elliot was going to jump up and square up to him.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a red card.
I think it was a horrible tackle, right? That came in from the side, took him out high-ish. Wasn't a red card for me, though. I think it was very much in the upper echelons of yellow, but I don't think it spilled.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think it quite spilled over to red. I've seen them giving us red a lot of times. But it was so difficult. As with your Wrexham hat on, as I very much have today, you'd sort of go, yeah, it's a red card. But trying to take a step back and looking at it a bit more objectively, probably not.
No.
I don't think.
No.
So they had the second penalty, didn't they? Penalty for you?
Tilly.
No. I think it was Pell. It was actually fouled.
Oh, but Tilly. But Tilly. Yeah.
So there's the whole argument of should he even be on the pitch. Let's put that to one side. Was it a penalty?
I can't remember what the thing was.
So the ball came over. O'Connell jumps for it.
Oh, yes.
Appears to sort of push him slightly in the back. Not for you?
I don't think so.
Again, it's quite soft, I thought.
It was one of them sort of like reaction when you're in the air, you sort of...
Yeah, I don't know. He did go down as if he'd been shoved. I've seen it.
I thought you were going to say as if he'd been shot then.
Well, a little bit, yeah. And, again, it's so easy to have said...
I think if there's no breaks or anything like that, then it's not a penalty.
No bone break?
Yeah.
Wow, that is your bar. But if you break a bone...
Definitely a penalty. Or a red card.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking, I'm joking.
No, I think both of their penalties were quite soft.
Yeah.
And I did make a comment, and I very much jinxed it. They got given a penalty. Foster saved it. They had a bit of an incident where I think Mendy leaned into somebody and the player went down, and then everyone was screaming for a penalty. And I turned to you while we were watching it, and I said, there's no chance this ref's giving Wimbledon another penalty after the first one he gave was quite soft.
Yep.
There's no way.
Yep.
As it turned out, I was extremely wrong, and he gave another quite soft one.
Yeah, which turned out to be good for them.
Look, he dispatched it very well, even if Foster went the right way, that he wasn't stopping that at all. Dalby missed the sitter in the 94th minute. I mean, it was as much of a sitter as you could wish to have.
It was.
For anybody who doesn't know what the term sitter means, it means an absolute gift of a chance. He was probably 5 or 6 yards out, header. He just had to get it.
Do you think he would have been, if he was shorter, he would have got it in? But because he was taller...
No, because he put it over the bar, so that doesn't really make sense, does it? If he was short, you're going up at it, you'd assume it'd go over the bar. He's tall enough to get over that and get it down to the ground.
I suppose.
So I don't know what he'd done there, but he missed an absolute sitter. Young pinged one from 30 yards, which the keeper had to save.
That would have been amazing.
Ford lashed a shot on about 96 minutes.
Yeah.
We were very much on top in that last sort of 10. But do you think we did enough to win it as a whole, for the game as a whole?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we were unlucky not to come away with 3 points just on Saturday.
We probably were, based on the last 10 minutes. I thought we definitely had the chances to win the game. But you could argue as an AFC Wimbledon fan that they probably had the chances to win it as well.
Well, you will do, wouldn't you?
8 minutes added on. What do you make of all this time added on?
I was a bit
nonsense?
shocked. I was like, 8 minutes? And I was thinking, for what?
Yeah.
But it is what it is, I suppose.
That's the game now. You get all this time added on. Games finish a lot later. It is what it is. We just got to learn to.
Is that a League Two thing? Or
No,
is
that's a new directive for referees this season. To add try and eradicate time wasting. Maybe the refs should actually concentrate on trying to stop people time wasting as opposed to adding big chunks of time on at the end. But anyway,
just saying.
Your man of the match?
Mendy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought his defending as well as his attacking was superb.
I mean, yesterday. Since the Boreham Wood game, where he scored that corker, I just think he's just stepped up. He's just increased his game so much, and I just think he's amazing at the moment.
Completely agree.
Yeah,
completely agree with that.
Thank
you. We're going to get someone on to have a little chat about the Wimbledon game, because we've waffled on long enough about the Wimbledon game. Let's get a different perspective.
Okay.
So on the show today we have RJ. RJ is from Phoenix, Arizona. So welcome to the show, RJ. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. I'm torn between how I feel with the match today, but it's progress, right? I think that's where we're feeling.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we didn't get any points last week. We picked up a point today. Maybe could have been a little bit better. What were your thoughts on the game as a whole?
Slow start, whether it was Wimbledon's pressure up front or a few missed opportunities, long kicks and things like that. No, I think looked better than the start of the first match. Not as solid as last Tuesday in the cup match, but no, I think Mendy looked really good. Few good opportunities. Ben Foster showed us some magic moments again, which was the penalty. I think woke up the rest of my house, so that's always a wonderful thing. And I mean, a few opportunities missed, and then a little sloppy play at the back end with a few penalties and, things that we have to tighten up before moving further into the season.
Was there anything in the first 2 games that you've seen that's a concern, do you think, longer term? Or is it just us finding our feet in a new league, do you think?
I think it's mostly rhythm, finding your feet a little bit. Foster's looked better and improved. I think that, the crunch time, those final 15 minutes, I used to grow up playing hockey here in the States and stuff like that, and they call them sloppy penalties. You can't get lazy, you can't get tired in those last 15 minutes and do the, pushes from behind, things in the box where you're, a little extra handsy, because obviously referees are looking for a reason to blow the whistle, and you can't give it to them. So I think that just comes with experience and time and getting your groove. I know a lot of these guys do have experience, but as a unit, this is, first time back in the league. And I think it's, let's remember those pressure situations. We have a great manager on our hands and someone who can lead them and set an example. So it'll come. I just think I'm happy with a point today, though.
Sorry to interrupt, but who would be your man of the match today then? Because our man of the match would be Mendy, because I thought he was outstanding today, always just on the go, on the ball, just brilliant all the way through. So who would be your man of the match today?
I'm going to echo that sentiment. Like, absolutely. I think he set up the opportunity for scoring, just picking up where he left off the last 2 matches. So yeah, I unanimously agree.
I asked this question to Sean earlier, so I'll ask it to you now, RJ. Do you think we did enough to win the game, or do you think a point was probably fair?
A few missed opportunities, I think, late, and also, yeah, I think we did do enough, but defensively we could have been a little tighter on that, those last minute penalties. But I will say the non-call for the red card, what is that, like the 20th minute, or 20 minutes left, the 80th or 70th minute? I think that actually does change that. If that's a non-call, or if that is a call and they're down a man, I don't think they get the same opportunities to put pressure on and obviously get the PK. I think that could have changed the result. So yeah, like just firming up that once again, defense kind of was our crux.
Moving on from the Wimbledon game. I think we've talked enough about Wimbledon now. We've got a point. We're going to move on.
We learn and we move.
We learn and we move, as you said last week. There's another reason that we've got RJ on the show this week. We're very much 2 birds, 1 stone, aren't we?
Yeah, we have been recently. Yeah,
definitely. So RJ has written a book. So, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that, RJ?
I think you guys sounded as surprised as my family when I looked at them and said, "Hey, I wrote a book." Obviously, Wrexham fever in the United States I think it hasn't even hit full effect. I think it's amazing what we're seeing, but I think there is still a lot of room to grow, and the sky is, the limit here. But I was lucky enough through my work. I work for actually a company called Mito Red Light. They're a red light therapy company, so great for like performance recovery, muscle, joint, all that good stuff. And we work with Mark Howard. We're actually sponsoring his podcast, and was lucky enough to go out to San Diego and get to experience this Wrexham fever firsthand. Obviously, having watched all last year, the documentary first, and obviously following the season, then seeing it firsthand. I had been telling my boys like loose stories of like Wrexham, because they see Dad wear, the badge on my shirt, or, watching a match last year. And so I kind of would just make up these random stories about Wrexham and people playing for Wrexham and little kids dreaming of Wrexham. So I was like, well, let's give it a stab at putting pen to paper. So literally after the match on that Tuesday night, before I drove back, I kind of started penning it up and figuring out like, how can we make it rhyme and flow? And the ultimate bedtime book of like 5 to 7 minutes, because you want your adult time back as well. So there's that aspect to it. So being calculated in that. No, but I thought, getting my kids interested in it, and just a way to spread either, the Wrexham story here in the US with kids. And, I think a lot of adults have taken on to it. So how do we pass it on to our children and keep growing that love for the team and the game? And then also, looking to find a way to partner and give back to the community that has adopted us Americans so well. I mean, I haven't made the trip yet, but I've heard a lot of people who have gone already. Just you're all welcoming them with open arms, and there's people every day. They're meeting new people that are like, "Oh, can you come visit? Visit with us today?" And hosting people at their homes. All this crazy stories. So I wrote a book called Dream Big, Little Dragon. So it's about a young boy named Declan who dreams of playing for the Wrexham Red Dragons, and it's kind of just a story of kindness and taking care of your community, and just a cute little like rhyming limericky poetry slash bedtime story. And it's got some illustrations. I'll give you a little insight to it. It's got some little illustrations, and it's simple. Kids can learn to read it, big words. But yeah, the goal here is to use it to also give back to the community. So whether it's with, I've had some discussions with FC United of Wrexham and their futsal and their community efforts with youth development. They're having some troubles right now, so I'm looking at doing some proceeds, giving back to them, help the organization, or the Wrexham Food Bank. We donated some pounds to them recently of our initial sales. So just giving back to the community that's adopted us. But yeah, it's long-windedly, it's been a whirlwind in the last 2 weeks. And like I said, I think my wife and family are as surprised that I guess I'm an author now.
That's amazing. That's such a great story. And if people want to buy the book, can they go and buy the book? Where is it available?
Absolutely. So I started, I'm an independent publisher. Thank you to technology and Amazon. So Amazon UK has it. It's Prime delivery and all the good things. You'll probably end up getting it in like a day or two. It actually comes pretty quick. We sold over 150 copies the first 3 days, which is pretty cool. The momentum has actually picked up quite nicely. And like I said, with these community initiatives, looking forward to kind of piggybacking that and hopefully seeing it in Waterstones and some of the local shops, maybe the team shop, fingers crossed. I know they have 1,000 emails, so I don't expect to hear back from them anytime soon. But yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, Amazon, I would say, is your best bet for now, but looking to kind of expand distribution and also shopping publishers, because I would love it to either be published in Welsh or dual publish, where the copy shows both Welsh and English on the same page. I think that would be a great kind of cherry on top with the book.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds great.
That sounds great. I just love stories like this.
Any plans for any more books?
So actually, it's soft launched, so you might see it if you visit Amazon. But I will definitely start the promotion. Will start next week. It's called She Dreams of Red Dragons, and it is the girl counterpart to this. It's a young girl named Amelia who dreams of playing for the Lady Wrexham AFC. And similar story. I did some, wordsmithing and changing, and some of the illustrations are different. And then there will be one more book, open-ended, where their career paths as established Red Dragons, they meet maybe a little older audience, like, more of like the 8 to 9 to 10-year-old audience, and maybe a little longer. So that is the plan for things as of now. I'd like to, that's kind of one of my dream projects, is maybe to work with a local Wrexham illustrator and like really do a collaborative community effort with the book. So, some of the people that do maybe the art on the buildings and stuff like that. So you're really pulling all the elements that people have come to love about the town into a cool little story.
So if there's any illustrators out there that want to work with RJ, then get in touch and
get in touch.
It's a very exciting project.
It is. Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, RJ, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been brilliant talking to you. I think we will definitely have to talk to you again in a couple of months to see how everything's going.
Absolutely. I would love to come back on and chat, and I'm fingers crossed I will be there sometime in late September or October is the goal. There's a lot of cool initiatives with my company and Mark Howard and his podcast, as well as educating the team about the benefits of red light and recovery. So hopefully that plane trip and everything is booked up pretty soon.
Well, maybe RJ could put in a good word with us so we can have a chat with Mark Howard.
Yeah. Hey, I do not mind sending the connection. And you're already on a good path. The mobile turf in San Diego had your your logo and everything framed up behind the bar. So
I know. We still don't know who did that. We don't know
No.
whether it was a club thing or whether who decided to kind of put the turf together.
Thank you very much to whoever did that.
I know, yeah, it's very exciting.
RJ, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you both so much. I appreciate it, and looking forward to talking again.
Oh, I love having guests on. It's brilliant, really good. I love hearing people's stories and what they think of the game. And, you know, it's great. It's great.
We'll have RJ on again soon.
Yes, we definitely will. So, we've got 2 games coming up.
We do.
This week.
The first one is a home game on Tuesday. We are playing Walsall.
Yes.
Kickoff is at 7:45. I don't think it's on any TV thingies.
It's on iFollow, obviously, for all the international fans and British fans, potentially. Yeah, because it's a Tuesday night game.
So, they play in white.
No, they don't. They play in red. Their away kit is white.
Which is, they're playing away, so they'll be playing in white.
They might play in their third kit.
Well, they won't be playing in red, will they?
No, they won't.
Let's put it that way. The last season, they finished 16th on 55 points.
Yes.
And this season, they've won 1 and lost 1.
Yes.
So,
let's hope they've lost 2 by Tuesday.
Yeah. They've lost 2-1 away to Morecambe on opening day.
Yeah.
And they've beat Stockport 2-1 on Saturday.
They did, yes.
That's
a very good result for them.
Yeah. Doesn't bode well for us, but that's a good result for them. So they're currently 10th in the league.
I don't really pay much attention to league
positions.
No, because
aren't we right down the bottom?
Yeah, but this early on, I don't really pay much attention to league positions. I've thrown it in just for people to know where they are. But to be honest, until you're about 10 games in, I don't really pay much attention.
Their top scorer last season was Danny Jones.
So I'm just going to stop you.
Danny Johnson.
It's Danny Johnson, yeah.
Danny Jones. I don't even know a Danny Jones.
I do. Isn't he in McFly? Danny Jones.
Is he?
I think so.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. Also, their top scorer this season with 2 goals so far. So, I mean...
Yeah. Still there. Top scorer last season. Scored 2 already. 2 and 2 this season.
2 and 2.
So might be one to watch. Predictions?
Okay. I am going to go with... I'm going to go 2-1.
I thought you were going to nick mine again there because I'm similar, but I'm craving this clean sheet. I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
You haven't had it yet, though, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I'm going to go for 2-0.
2-0, and I'm
Wrexham.
2. Okay, yes. I'm just putting it in my notes because we never remember what our things are.
No, we don't. But I'm going to go for 2-0. I'm more than happy with that one.
Cool.
We got Swindon on Saturday, the 19th of August. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff. It's at home at the Stoke Kai Ras. They play in red. Their away shirt is sort of like a bluey black sort of colour. It looks
bluey black.
It looks black, but in some pictures it looks a little bit bluey. So I'm not 100% sure. The last season they finished 10th on 61 points. They drew 2-2 with Crewe on Saturday after being 2-0 up. So they let a 2-goal lead slip on Saturday. Their first game with Colchester was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch.
Oh, here we go. The coldness and the wetness, but it starts again.
So, they've only played 1 game this season so far. So that means they're currently 18th. They're higher than us. In the league, though. They've only played 1.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, their top scorer last season was Johnny Williams, who we were linked with, if you remember.
I was going to say, I recognise that name.
Yeah, he's now with Gillingham, though, so he's not there at the moment. Charlie Austin also plays for them. Do you know who Charlie Austin is?
He sounds like a superhero Bond type character.
No, he's definitely
Austin. Charlie Austin.
No, he's Premier League player.
Oh.
2016 to 2019, he was with Southampton. Played for a few clubs, QPR, most notably, I think.
So he's good then.
Look, he's always decent, quite small, but he knows where the goal is. So I think he didn't score that many last season. I think he was with them all season last season. I think he managed 10.
Yeah.
But definitely one to watch, I would say.
Great. We love having those, don't we?
Prediction for this one?
I'm going to go 3-0.
Are you? Big one.
I don't know why. Just yeah.
No, I'm going to go for a little bit tighter than the Walsall game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
Yeah. Just before we get on to people who've got in touch, are you happy with our sort of current sort of situation? Lost one, drawn one, moving into the next lot of games. Of course, it could be better, but are you contented with the way we've performed?
I wish we were on more points.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is.
I think if someone would have said to me before we started the season, you're going to draw your first 2 games of the season, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be on 2 points. I'd have taken that. Drawing your opening 2 games, MK Dons, decent team, away to AFC Wimbledon, you know, could be a tricky trip. If someone would have said you're going to come out of that with 2 draws, I'd have snapped their hand off, I think. We're only 1 point behind that. You know, we're worse off than that. So I don't think we're in a position where I'm worried in any...
It's too early, isn't it?
I'd say
it's too early at the moment to worry.
Little bit of quick news. So we've got a new signing, Luke McNicholas. He's 23. He's a goalkeeper, and we've got him on loan from Sligo Rovers in Ireland until January. So it's only a short-term deal, but we've got the option to buy him permanently. In January. Very much a 4th choice keeper.
Yeah.
But Parky wanted a young keeper to develop and learn off Ben and Mark and Rob. And, you know, we've always had that historically. We've had a young keeper there.
Yep.
All of our keepers are, I was going to say elderly then. No, that's quite wrong.
They are elderly in the football league, in the football terms, aren't they?
They're moving towards or in the twilight of their careers. So
some have even come out of retirement.
Yeah, I know. So we wanted a young keeper, and we've got one now.
So on Saturday, Luke Young came on against AFC Wimbledon, and it was his 200th appearance for the club. So congrats for that.
Fantastic.
Yes, I love Luke Young. I've loved him ever since I started supporting Wrexham.
Yeah.
Obviously as a footballer, not as anything else. So you don't need to worry about that. And then quickly, Aaron Hayden. There was rumours going around about Aaron Hayden that Stoke had approached the club with an offer for him, but Parky has come out saying that nobody's been in contact. He's not selling. Hayden doesn't want to move. So basically, he's put heat to those rumours. But I mean, a club would say that, wouldn't they? Anyway,
they would. I mean, that statement's quite nice for fans to hear. Ultimately, that if they were selling, that's what they'd say anyway.
Yeah. So
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere. He just had a tight calf or something.
Yeah, I think it was his groin. Yeah. Actually, it was a bit of a recurrence. So, before we go into the quiz, I quickly want to read an email out. It's from Peter. So you remember Peter, who was a guest on the show from Austria. He came over for the MK Dons game. And he sent us an email. It's quite a long email, but I want to read it out because I think it's quite important for international fans to hear what it's like coming
and for people over here as well, what people think of us.
He said, I've had a great time. The turf was absolutely mental before the game. It was packed. I've met people from Ontario, New York, and an older gentleman with his son and daughter-in-law who was born in Scotland but moved to Wales when he was 10 and played at the racecourse in the 60s. In the stadium, the atmosphere was amazing, especially considering the fact that we conceded 2 goals so early on. I've had lovely chats with people around me who all basically said that they started to come to every game again because most of them have Premier League teams, and in the past they just came to a couple of games a season, but now everyone wants to go to every game. That's what your dad said, Ryan. Getting people to come to the games again is the main thing. And from what I saw, the people are so proud of the team. An older gentleman showed me where he sat in 1992 when Wrexham beat Arsenal. People just love the club. If they spot a Wrexham logo on your shirt, you get at least an up the town or a small chat. A gentleman gave me a casual up the town before getting off a bus in Chester. He said, another thing that stood out for me was the fact that we left the stadium with the MK Dons fans. No police, no violence, friendly chatter, compliments on how well we've played, and words of encouragement that we'll do well despite the results of the MK Dons game. Comment of the day was from a gentleman from Milton Keynes who was at the turf after the game. also amazing that this is possible without problems. He said, if you can make it, come to the away game. We've got the best stadium in the league by a mile, and we will definitely meet again because me and my wife are the only ones in it. The game itself was surprising. I didn't think we would be scared like we were in the first 30 minutes or so. After we started playing football, it went really well. We could easily have scored 8 in the game, but the main difference was that MK Dons had 2 really good players, 7 and 10. And they were very clinical and ripped our defence apart. It's a lesson to be learned on how to defend in League 2 and plenty of positives to take away from an attacking point of view since all the goals were class. I'm so happy for Jordan Davis. There is a lot more, but we are rapidly running out of time. I'll just jump forward a little bit. He said, finally, a very positive feedback on the club shop. I was lucky because the black kit just came in on the Saturday morning and I managed to get one in my size. The staff were extremely friendly. A special shout out to Connor. If you're at the shop and see him, tell him Peter, the guy from Austria who doesn't know his own bank card pin, says hello and thanks again for his patience. He reserved all the stuff I picked out because I didn't know my pin and I had to go back to the hotel and come back once again. So long story short, I'll definitely be coming one more time this season. Although the result wasn't what we wanted, I had an even better time than expected. Hope to meet you guys next time in town. So it sounds like I just wanted to read that out. It was very long, but I wanted, people to know the sort of experience that an international fan has. Anyone wants to get in touch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, or email us at methewrexhamafc@gmail.com. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They run a weekly Zoom call on a Thursday from 7 till 8:30. All the details of that are down in the description.
We'll head over to episode 56, where we chatted to Steve last episode. So
quick quiz. Have to be quick, this.
Okay.
We were linked with Kabongo Shimanga this week. In October 2021, he missed a penalty at the racecourse in a 1-1 draw. But who saved it?
2021?
Yes.
Oh my God. Howard? Dibble. Dibble.
Incorrect. It was Rob Langton.
He was injured.
We drew Bradford in the draw for the round 2 of the Carabao Cup. But what number ball were we?
22.
Correct. Number 3. Phil Parkinson managed Bradford from 2011 till 2016, famously taking them to the 2013 EFL Cup final. Name one other club, apart from Wrexham, that Phil Parkinson has managed.
Cambridge?
Incorrect. You've got Colchester, Hull, Charlton, Bolton or Sunderland. Ollie Palmer played against former club AFC Wimbledon on Saturday. Can you name one of the 4 Wrexham players due to play against a former club this week? There's 4 in total, if you want to do it at home.
This week was Barnett?
Not Ryan Barnett. No. Do you want one more guess?
Not McLean. Waters.
No. Owen O'Connell and Anthony Ford both played for Walsall. Ben Tozer and Paul Mullin both played for Swindon. On Friday night, we watched Man City beat Burnley in the opening game of the Premier League. Yeah. Only one of the following statements is true. The last time we played Burnley in the league, we lost 1-0. The last time we played Man City in the league, we won 1-0. Or we have never beaten Burnley or Man City in the league.
C.
It's incorrect. The last time we played Burnley in the league, we lost 1-0. That was awful. Well done. Hope you did better at home. Thank you very much for tuning in again this week, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.